You can see from the thumbnail that today we are going to discuss some important things related to your exam, that is NABARD Grade 8 2022. So we will be discussing what is this decision making section, what is the weightage, what are the type of questions that we can expect, and of course our reasoning. So we will also discuss the cutoff trend, what has been the cutoff trend over the last few years, and we will also see what can be a right or what can be appropriate strategy if you wish to score maximum out of 30, because these two sections combining reasoning and decision making, 20 marks and 10 marks respectively, total 30 questions, 30 marks will be from these two topics. So we will see what are the important things that we can do, that we shall do in order to score maximum from these two topics, right? So moving ahead, so this is exam pattern of phase 1, that is we can call prelims. This will be the exam pattern, and this screenshot I have taken from the official notification of the last year official notification. So here you can see test of reasoning is written. This is test of reasoning, 20 questions, 20 marks, and timing will be combined timing, composite timing will be given 120 minutes. So there will not be any sectional timing, right? A composite time of 120 minutes, that is 2 hours, is given to you, right? So we will be focusing on this test of reasoning and this decision making. So test of reasoning 2020 and decision making, total 10 questions of 10 marks, right? So for those who have been preparing for NABARD Grade A for last 2 or 3 years, you should be aware of this fact that this particular part, decision making, it was not previously. Recently it has been included in the exam pattern. So we will see what is this topic, what is its type, and what are the expected questions from this particular topic, decision making. Moving ahead, this is test of reasoning. So basically this test of reasoning is based on our banking reasoning only, right? So whatever topics we study in our for our banking exams, same topics, this is the syllabus for test of reasoning. For example, alphabetical alphanumeric series, alphabetical test, alphabet test, alphanumeric series, coding, decoding, silogs, direction, inequality, order ranking, blood relation, sitting arrangement, puzzle. Now these are of course important part, be it of any exam, be it of regulatory bodies, be it of banking exam. This portion, that is sitting arrangement and puzzles, it frame majority of the questions, and it is important also, right? Apart from that, because this subject reasoning is asked only in phase 1, so that is the reason that the examiner has wide scope from where he can pick questions. For example, generally in banking exams, these topics machine input output, statement, assumption, course of action, cause effect, statement, argument, conclusion, data sufficiency, these are for your mains exam. But in NABARD Grade A, as we have this reasoning subject only in your phase 1 prelims, so that is the reason examiner will consider all these topics: machine input output, statement, assumption, course of action, cause and effect, statement, argument, statement, conclusion, data sufficiency. So basically I can conclude that this test of reasoning part, it is basically based on banking reasoning, right? Moving ahead with the second part, which is decision making. So what is decision making? Let's have an overview, a brief introduction of this part. So basically decision making is a process of deciding about something important, or we can also say a decision is the selection of one behavior alternative from 2 or more possible alternatives. Now this definition, this theory is given by George Terry, right? It's just for understanding that what different scientists or such kind of person have defined decision making. So basically you will be given some situation, you will be given some conditions, then you will be asked some questions based on that. Then you have to decide that what will be the best decision, right? So you have to think in all the directions so that you conclude and you reach to the best solution or best decision, that will depend on the question also. Moving ahead, we will see many more things related to this. Now, if I ask you that in how many ways or what different types can be of decision making, so majorly we can categorize decision making into these types. The first one can be programmed, non-programmed. Second one is routine basis, routine basis. Third one is any such statement or any such condition is given that is related to policy making, right? Any question will be there that will be focusing on policy making. Then you will be asked two or three decisions will be given. Then you will be asked that which is the best decision. Such type of questions can be based on policy making. It can be from any organizational, right? Keeping this thing in mind that you are working in some organization, well-reputed organization, and you are on a very good post. Now, related to your organization, there is some, we can say there is some task or there is some decision that needs to be taken. Now, because you are at a very good post in a very good organization, so it will be totally in your hand. So you have to think in all the directions, like it should include the benefits of your employees, right? It should be in favor of the vision of your company. So such type of questions might be asked. Those will be focusing your organizational task, we can say. One more is personal, right? Now such question can be there that any such condition which is related to you, which can be a bit personal. For example, let's take a hypothetical example. Let's suppose you have applied for some, you are wishing to change your job, right? You are wishing to switch your company. Now you have applied to a company and finally they have agreed also to give you employment or to hire you. Now the problem statement is that that particular company, its office is very far from your home. Maybe let's take, it will take 1 or 2 days to go to that place. It's very far away. Now you cannot take there your family. Now such question can be framed, right? Now what you will do? On one hand, you wish to be with your family, you wish to take your family with you, but the place where you are going, they are not allowing us, or maybe that place, for example, our northeast region, that is a bit tensed area, that is not very much favorable. So maybe you are posted in such a place where you are not allowed to take your family. Then in that case, what you will do? So such statements, such problem statements can be asked from you in your exam. That can be personal, that can be organizational, that can be related to some rule making, related to some policy making, that can be a broad category. Any routine, programmable, non-programmable, these are the major types of decision making. Now I have given you, I have brought some examples also. For example, this is one conditional based question, right? Now let's have a look at this question, right? Now it is just a sample question just for your reference. For example, there are certain conditions, right? There are certain conditions that are led by some organization, which is the hiring organization, that these parameters should be fulfilled, then only we will hire a candidate. For example, let's suppose BTech, the student should be a BTech in mechanical engineering with minimum 60%, minimum age is 21 years, maximum is 26, should have studied computer as one of the subjects in school or college, should get minimum 50% in the interview. So these are some of the conditions that this particular organization is abiding to. Like all these conditions should be fulfilled by the candidate, then that candidate will be selected for any of the post or etc., right? Whatever the post is. So such type of question will be there. Now this is given to you, then a question will be given that there is a person Ram, right? Ram has done mechanical engineering. Ram has scored 65% in graduation and Ram's age is 27 years. Now the question will be, will this candidate be selected? So this is basically a kind of decision. What decision will you take? Will this student be selected? Of course not. Why? Because he has done mechanical engineering, that's fine. 65%, that's also fine. But the age is exceeding the limit. Limit given to you was minimum 21, maximum 26, but his age is 27. So that is the reason his candidature will be cancelled or this person will not be recruited. Such type of questions will be there of decision making. Another example I'll give you. Course of action, related to course of action. You might have studied these type of questions in your banking, for your banking exams. For example, suppose you are the manager of a bank, right, and you just recently you have noticed that there is some mismatch or there is some, maybe some data is missing in account details of your bank, and you are the manager of the bank. Then what will be your course of action, right? What will be your course of action? First one is that you will fire the employees. Those were responsible for taking care of the accounts. Or the second one will be, you will discuss and try to find the loophole and rectify it, right? So you are the manager, you have to make a decision. What decision will you make? What will be your course of action? So of course, first, your course of action should not be strict. Should not be strict, right? Should reduce problem. These are some characteristics of your course of action. So this one, first one is wrong, because you cannot take such harsh decision, right? Maybe there is some fault not from his end, maybe there is some error in the software, maybe, right? So you cannot fire. The second one will be right, that you will discuss, right, with the concerned person that this is the problem, and are you aware of this problem, or what is the solution to this problem, right? You will discuss first, then you will try to rectify it. Or any other type of this is third type of your decision making. Now it can be based on practical issues, right? The burning issues, we can say, whatever is going around us. It can be news, it can be recent, any latest event, latest news, any such condition will be given and the questions will be around it, right? After that, let's have a look at the cutoffs also. So talking of cutoffs, you can see overall cutoff related to reasoning. You will see category wise cutoff, but we will just focus on this is for 2017. For unreserved, it was 109.25, right? 109.25 out of 200. These marks are out of 200. Next, 2018, you will see marks distribution is given 20, 40, 60, 20, 20, 40, 40, 20. So earlier, as I told you, this decision making part was not included, right? In 2018, it was not there. So out of 200 marks, this time the cutoff has increased to 124, right? Moving ahead, if we will see the cutoff of 2019. So again, reasoning, English, computer, GA, other sections, 26 of unreserved. Previous year, 125, before that, close to 90. After that, if you will see, this is of 2020, again 118, right? So if you will notice at the cutoffs for phase 1, if you will see, so considering that you are having a very good accuracy, so still you should score at least 125 plus, and to score 125 plus, you have to attempt at least 145 plus, because no matter how accuracy we maintain, but still there is a scope that we might do some questions wrong, right? So to maintain that, to score around 125 plus, we should give it an attempt of 145. That should be our ideal target, these number of questions. Now the question is that how to score maximum in these two sections, reasoning and decision making. So the first important thing is you should give mock test on a daily basis, not on daily basis. So if not on daily basis, 2 or 3 per week you can give. We have plenty of time, so we can reduce our number of mock tests. But yeah, in mock test we will get new questions, so we can compile those questions. We will see new questions, right? So we can prepare a question bank from these mock tests also, right? And of course it will help us in scoring better. Work on your weak topics, plenty of time. Mocks definitely help us to recognize which are weak topics, in which topics we need to work hard, we need to pay attention, we need to devote some more time. All these things your mock test, mock analysis will tell you. Definitely most important part, to go through the questions of decision making and other topics, it is very relevant that you should solve previous year questions and practice questions of decision making, and all these things definitely we will provide you in our upcoming courses of NABARD grade A, right? So let's meet up again in upcoming session. Have a great day.